Welcome kings and queens to your Fracture Molly lineup guide. It's your boy Notorious MSG. I apologize for a lack of a video last week. I got caught up in the holiday season and school. But today we'll be going with Fracture, like I said, kind of following with our Molly lineup guide. So let's begin. Starting off on a site of Fracture, we're going to be putting the bomb right here, normally the default spot. There's about 2 lineups, maybe 3 for this. So 2 of them are from A main. You're going to line up yourself on this line right here on the wall. This position is pretty important because you can pull flank coming through door. Be careful if they swing you here, but I always tell my teammates that I'm going to be playing lineups and they kind of just cover for me. You're going to be taking the left side of your HUD, and you're going to be using, these are both the markers. Depending on which marker you use will really affect the speed of what it lands. This one lands much slower, this one lands much faster. So you're going to take the left side of your HUD, you're going to line it up about center square of that, and then you're going to jump and shoot. Molly! It's going to go up. It's going to bounce, bounce, and down. That one is much faster, as you can tell it covers the whole site. And go back, I'm going to do the second one, the much slower one. It kind of lets you play with the timing. So now we're going to use this one as our landmark. Place it right here. Same thing, you're going to jump and shoot. Molly! This one's going to jump up, bounce, take its time, bounce again, and then land on top of the ball. So use those 2 to kind of play with the timing. There's another situational one back here. You're going to line yourself up on this wall. You're going to be using this as your marker. You can take the left squiggle and kind of rest it up against there. And you're going to shoot. Molly! This one's going to fly up. Going to bounce under and land. This one I would use if maybe you're rotating and you're trying to catch them off guard, or if you really want to play safe and watch for the flank. Especially if they know that you play A main a lot, maybe you want to switch it up. Okay, let's plant. We're going to put the bomb here. There's only one honest lineup for here. Well, 2 technically. Obviously the most obvious, the most easy one is just to be playing A main from behind box. You're just going to aim at anywhere on the brown part of the box, and you're just going to fire. It's going to go straight on top of the bomb. Pretty straightforward, not too hard. The next one is going to be right outside of door. You're going to wedge yourself in here. This is if you are able to know that maybe they'll come from drop or something and you want to be able to just kind of play whatever angle you want to play. We'll be aiming at this landmark right here, and we're going to use the line between Molly and Stim Beacon. So you're going to put the left side of the HUD and fire. This one's going to fly up. It's going to bounce and land right on top of that. Nice and easy. Alright, for our next plant, we're going to be planting on top of site. There's only 2 lineups for this spot, so one of them is going to be from drop and one is going to be from rope. If you happen to be playing dish and you're able to get into drop and your teammates are able to plant up top, this is a good one for you. You're going to wedge yourself into this corner. You're going to be looking at this mark right here and this mark, so it'll kind of give you 2 marks to work with. So as we line it up right here, as you can see, we're going to be lined up to both of them. And then you're going to fire. Molly! Pretty simple. It's going to fly up. Going to bounce and land right on top of the ball. Nice and easy. Okay, the second one is going to be from rope. This is a pretty advantageous position. You can watch drop, you can watch spawn, you can watch door. You're going to wedge yourself into this corner. Okay, your landmark's going to be this little intersection between the wall and the line. Okay, you're going to crouch. You're going to put the dot of the Molly icon right on top, and then you're going to fire. This one will fly off, bounce, and cover the whole bomb. Okay. Last but not least, we have this plant right here. It's used if you're able to get an open plant, if you want to watch it from main, watch it from dish, if the sage is able to wall and just let you plant immediately. There's a couple for this. So one of them's from drop. So we're going to go into our same position from drop. We're going to wedge ourselves in here. But this time, this will be your landmark, where the white meets the beige, rouge, whatever you want to call it. We're going to take the curve of that, of our left side HUD, and line it up and fire. This one will fly straight up, bounce, and land right on top of the ball. Easy. Okay, This one is a bit riskier. Let's say you plant it open, you know they're coming from A main or dish, and you know that they're not going to come through spawn. You can line yourself up along this wall. This will be your landmark. Okay, as you hold your molly up, you're going to take the right side of the line where it kind of shows the arrow. You're going to line it up against that little corner right there, and then you're going to molly. This one will bounce off the back wall and land right on top of the bomb, nice and smooth. Okay, last but not least, we're going to go back to our spot kind of earlier. You're going to jam yourself in this corner. Okay, your landmark is going to be this triangle. Okay, so this is one landmark, this is the other landmark. It's going to change the speed of when it lands. Okay, so you can take the left squiggle or the left loop of the left HUD icon. You're going to place it on the top one. This one lands a bit slower and a bit more shallow, so be mindful of that. As it bounces off that ledge, lands right on top, covers the bomb. Okay, and then if you want to throw the timing off for your opponents, so you kind of give you more time to play with, we're actually going to aim at this one now. Same lineup style. Molly! Fire. This one lands much faster because it bounces once and it lands right on top of the bomb. And covers the bomb. Okay? And it covers A site, so let's move on to B. Alright, now we're going to begin with B. As you can see, it's pretty wide open, so there's a lot of options. We're going to talk about a few. Let's talk about the default plant first. So as we plant default, there's two from B main. One of them is extremely difficult because it takes a lot of tries to get right. So this will be your marker right here, this little dark spot. Okay, the left side of your HUD, you're going to line your mouse up, or your HUD up to meet the center of that squiggle. Molly! You're going to fire. This one does take multiple tries. It may bounce really weird that you don't really want it to, but it should hit the second step and cover the whole bomb. Nice and easy. Okay. Second one from there, using the same landmark. I find this one's a little bit more consistent. You're going to take the left squiggle, basically brush up against it, and then slide down to where it meets that line. So it's going to be a combination of this squiggle and this line. So right here, come down, touch, and then fire. This one, I don't have to worry about hitting the ledge. This one lands directly in the bomb, so I don't have to worry about it whiffing, and it'll cover the whole bomb itself. Okay, another one is all the way back here. This one I do more consistently if I have about 3 or 4 teammates alive, because we could have a teammate posted up here, one posted tower, and then one posted arcade, or even just watching like gen or something. That's if you have like 3 or 4 teammates. But this will be your landmark. Pick the tip of your molly icon, line it up, and fire. I like this one because once I shoot it, I could just run, sprint. It's easy to find, and it lands directly on top of the wall. Nice and easy. Okay. So to keep mixing it up like we always do, we want to have a couple spots from arcade as well. Okay, so for the first one, I'm going to line up against this box right in the center. Okay, this one you should have ideally like a sword or a karambit, something where you can kind of see the left side of your HUD. You're going to crouch. You're going to be using this as your landmark. Okay, anything here will really help. So pick the left side of your HUD, line it up, and volley. As this one goes up, it'll bounce and cover the bomb. Okay, so with this one, please remember it's extremely important to crouch. So as you line up here, crouch and use those indicators. So any of these will work for that one spot. Okay, our next one is you're gonna see the rope, run into the rope, line up with the rope. So I like to use 2 parts of this. So this one line will be how far left you should go, and this will be where you'll be aiming. So how far left you'll go as it lines up. So you see as my left side of the HUD is kind of brushing up against there. And we're going to line it up with the tip of the reticule. Okay, so as you look, it's kind of set up already. And you're gonna fire. If you're too far to the right, you'll hit the lip. If you're too far in, it's just not gonna work. This one's gonna bounce, land directly on top of the bomb. Okay, it's gonna burn your enemies. All right, lastly, we're gonna jam ourselves into this corner right on top of this plant. Okay, we're gonna be using this leaf for a couple of the lineups. So we're gonna aim at the very apex of this leaf. Fire. This one's gonna go up. It's gonna bounce right on top of the bomb. It's gonna cover the whole thing. It even covers this plant, which we'll kind of review later. And that covers all of default. Alright, moving on from default, we're going to do this pretty open, like, gen plant, or spawn plant. There's only about 2 lineups from here, so for the first one, we're going to use our corner again with the plant. Once again, aim at the apex of this leaf. Fire molly. This one should go up, as it comes down, bounce, and cover both bomb sites, so it'll cover here and here. Okay, next one is we're going to use our rope lineup spot. Line up on the rope. Same markers right here, 2 right here. As we go here. So instead of using the tip of the reticule, we're going to go with the tip of the mouse wheel. Very random. Never use this as a lineup in a sense of like, this is my marker, but this one works really well. Molly! So as you fire, it's going to go up. It's going to bounce and land right next to the bomb. Nice and easy. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Alright, moving on from generator plant, we're going to take this. We're going to put into B front cubby. That spot's pretty uncommon to plant in because usually you kind of just rush in and plant it. But there's a couple lineups from there. So we're going to line up against our rope again. Okay, using the same markers as before. So instead of doing the reticule or anything or tip of the mouse, we're just going to do about a little bit less than halfway of the cursor. I'm going to fire. If you aim up too high, you're going to hit the top of the thing. But this one will bounce really short and cover the whole bomb. As you can tell, it's really hard to defuse. Okay, next one. We're going to go back into our little plant again. Okay, this one's going to be a crouching molly. And you're going to aim in between this little gap right here. Okay, you're going to aim between the second and third, or I guess the third and fourth leaf. Aim in the smack dab center of those 2 in the gap. Molly! This one's going to fly up. Ideally, it should bounce off that and then drop down right next to the bomb and cover the whole bomb. Okay, that one does require some practice. It may bounce erratically. You may not want it to go where you want it to go. Okay, and then the last one for this spot, both are from A main. Okay, you can use either this landmark or this landmark. So left side of the HUD, you're gonna shoot. Molly. This one will go up. Bounce, hit the back wall, land. It covers a more generous area. But if you are kind of pressed for time, you don't have time to look for it, kind of just use that dark spot right here, as you see. Molly. Fire. This one will land directly on top of the bomb. So you kind of just play around with it how you see fit. Nice and easy. All right. And then our final spot that I like to plant is in this little cubby right here, or alcove, however you want to call it. There's a couple for this. So first main one is if my teammates can run on site, we have Viper Wall, Neon Wall or something, and they plant, you're going to use this as your landmark. Okay, take the tip of your smoke icon, line it up right there, and fire. Nice and easy. Bounces off the wall, lands right on top of the bomb, covers the whole area. I've been called disgusting for using this, but it's okay. You know, that's why we do this stuff. Okay, next one, you're going to line up against this box again. Okay, you're going to crouch. This would be your landmark to utilize. Take the line between Stim Beacon and Molly. Molly! You're going to fire. This one's going to fly straight up, bounce, and land right in between. Nice and easy. Okay, next one, we're gonna go from here. Okay, jam yourself in this corner. So now you're playing at bench. You're gonna utilize this as your landmark. Okay, we're gonna put the dot of the Molly icon. Molly! I'm gonna fire it. This one's gonna go bouncing right on top of the bomb. Nice and easy. And then for last but not least, we have this spot right here. Okay, we're going to jam ourselves in the corner. You're going to be utilizing this as your marker. You're going to take the tip of your smoke, that bottom wave, I guess, the right side. You're going to line it up with the tip of that. Molly! This one I just recently have been working on. It's going to be something I plan on using, but it bounces and lands right on top of the wall. Alright, that pretty much covers all of Fracture. Not a super big map, so not a lot of creativity there. A site's really restrictive because of the ceilings and stuff like that. And as you can tell on B, this whole monstrosity right here blocks off a lot of cross-site stuff. But I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know what you think. Please let me know if these work for you. Do you have any other mollies that you want to discuss about? Come on Discord and let me know. Thanks again, kings and queens. I appreciate you guys for taking time to watch this video. You guys have a good night. Peace out.